Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to have a life of abundance, wealth, and influence, the first step isn't to chase money. It's to install the millionaire mindset. Without the right mindset, you will chase money forever and never truly capture it. Money is a reflection of the value you believe you bring and the results of the thoughts you choose to entertain. A millionaire mindset isn't something you're born with. It's something you decide to put on like a new set of clothes. It's a conscious choice to think differently, to act differently, and to believe differently. So how do you install this mindset? Let me break it down. First, you must understand that your thoughts are the blueprint of your destiny. If you think small, you will stay small. If you want millionaire results, start thinking millionaire thoughts, bold, confident, abundant, and solution-oriented. Second, embrace the power of value creation. Wealth is not just about money coming in. It's about the value you give out. When you commit to solving problems and serving others on a massive scale, money is just a natural byproduct. Third, shift your focus from scarcity to abundance. Scarcity keeps you trapped in fear and limitation. The millionaire mindset is abundant. It sees opportunities everywhere, not obstacles. Fourth, to resilience and patience. Wealth rarely comes overnight. It's a marathon, not a sprint. The millionaire mindset keeps going when others quit. It learns from failure and uses it as fuel. Fifth, guard your mind against negative influences, toxic thoughts, limiting beliefs, and negative people. Your environment influences your mindset, so be deliberate about who and what you allow in. Finally, take consistent, bold action. Thoughts alone will never move you forward. The millionaire mindset commits to doing what's necessary every single day, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's hard. Everything you experience in life starts in your mind. Your circumstances, your results, your income, they are all reflections of what you believe deep down inside. If you want to change your life, if you want to move from struggle to abundance, from scarcity to wealth, the very first place you must begin is with your thoughts. Think about this for a moment. In your mind is like fertile soil. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and limitation, those are the crops you will harvest. But if you plant seeds of faith, confidence, and abundance, those are the fruits that will grow. Your thoughts are the blueprint of your destiny, the invisible foundation on which everything you do is built. Most people underestimate the power of their thoughts because they don't see the immediate effect. When you think a negative thought, it may not change your bank account today, but over time, they'll see these negative thoughts accumulate and manifest as self-doubt, hesitation, and missed opportunities. On the other hand, when you think powerful, confident, solution-oriented thoughts, you begin to reprogram your mind to see possibilities instead of problems. You create a mindset that naturally attracts success. You must understand that thoughts are not just random ideas floating through your brain. They are forces of creation. Every breakthrough, every success story began with a thought, a clear vision that someone dared to believe was possible. If you don't believe you deserve to be wealthy, if you don't believe you can create the life you want, then your mind will subconsciously sabotage your efforts, settle for less, and your results will reflect that low expectation. Here's the truth. Your brain cannot tell the difference between what is real and what is imagined vividly. When you consistently feed your mind with images and ideas of success, abundance, and financial freedom, your subconscious begins to accept these as your new reality. This rewiring of your mind changes how you behave, what risks you take, and how persistent you become. Your habits begin to align with your new beliefs. Many people, their lives on autopilot, repeating the same thought patterns they learned growing up or picked up from their environment. If you grew up hearing money is hard to come by or people like us don't get rich, then those beliefs became hardwired into your mind. But here's the good news. No matter what thoughts have been installed in your mind in the past, you have the power to change them. You are not a prisoner of your past programming. Changing your thoughts is not about wishful thinking or blind optimism. It's about intentionally choosing to focus on thoughts that empower you. Start by becoming aware of your current thought patterns. They see the strength of them. Notice when you think things like, I can't, this is too hard, or I'm not good enough. These are the thoughts that hold you back. Then replace them with statements like, I am capable, I am learning and growing, and I attract wealth and opportunity. Visualization is a powerful tool in this process. Spend time each day imagining yourself living the life you desire. See yourself succeeding in business, achieving your goals, and making wise financial decisions. Feel the emotions of confidence, joy, and gratitude as if you have already arrived. This mental rehearsal trains your mind in ways that support your vision. You must also guard against the distractions that steal your focus. Negative news, toxic conversations, and self-critical thoughts all drain your mental energy. If you want to install the millionaire mindset, you have to be deliberate about what you consume mentally. Fill your mind with empowering books, uplifting podcasts, and positive affirmations that reinforce your new identity. Remember, it's not enough to just think positively occasionally. Consistency is key. Your mind needs repetition to form new neural pathways. Daily discipline and controlling your thoughts will over time reshape your beliefs and your behavior. This process is the foundation upon which all wealth is built. Your thoughts are the steering wheel of your life. You get to choose the direction. When you consistently think like a millionaire, focused on growth, abundance, and solutions, you begin to make decisions and take actions that lead you toward that reality. They see the strength of if you continue to think like someone stuck in lack, you will remain stuck. Take control of your mind, treat it like the most valuable asset you have, feed it with the right thoughts. They see the strength, the dismais that tell you can't, or it's too late. Your thoughts create your world, and when you align them with your highest vision, you unlock the power to transform your life from the inside out. When it comes to building real lasting wealth, the key is not simply chasing money. It's about creating value. Wealth is the natural reward you receive when you give something valuable to others. If you want to install a millionaire mindset, you must first shift your focus away from money itself and toward the value you provide. Money is merely a measurement of how much value the marketplace believes you offer. Think about the greatest entrepreneurs, business leaders, and innovators throughout history. They didn't become wealthy. They loved money. They became wealthy because they found ways to solve problems, meet needs, and serve others in ways that made life better. They focused relentlessly on increasing the value they delivered. Money followed naturally. This is a fundamental principle that many people overlook. Money flows where value flows. If you want more money, you must ask yourself, how can I provide more value? It's not about being the loudest or the luckiest. It's about being the most useful, the most helpful, the most impactful. When you commit to adding real value, you position yourself as someone you want to do business with, and someone who commands respect, and someone whose contributions are rewarded. Creating value is about understanding the needs, desires, and problems of others, then figuring out how to meet those needs better than anyone else. The millionaire mindset always asks, how can I serve more people? How can I make their lives easier, better, or more enjoyable? When you focus on others and their success, you create a cycle where your own success becomes inevitable. It's important to realize that value isn't always about selling a product or service. Sometimes it's about offering your time, your knowledge, your skills, or your unique perspective. Every person has something valuable to offer. The question is, are you aware of your unique gifts? And are you committed to sharing them in ways that others recognize and appreciate? Another aspect of value creation is innovation. The world is constantly changing and people's needs evolve. Those with a millionaire mindset stay ahead of the curve by looking for new ways to add value. They don't settle for the status quo or the way things have always been done. Instead, they constantly ask themselves, how can I do this better? How can I create more impact? This relentless pursuit of improvement and excellence sets them apart. Adding value also requires a mindset of generosity. Sometimes people mistakenly think wealth means hoarding resources or keeping everything for themselves, but real wealth comes from generosity, giving without expecting immediate return. When you give value freely, you build trust, loyalty, and a reputation that money alone can't buy. This generosity often creates opportunities you never imagined. You must also be willing to invest in yourself to increase your capacity to add value. The millionaire mindset understands that the best investment you can make is in your own growth, your education, your skills, your mindset, and your health. The more you grow, the more you can offer, and the higher the level of value you create. This is why personal development is a non-negotiable for anyone serious about financial success. Keep in mind that value creation is not about being perfect or having all the answers right now. It's about progress, persistence, and being willing to learn. Sometimes the best way to add value is simply to listen carefully, to understand what people need, and then take action, even if imperfect, because consistent action beats perfect hesitation every time. There's a powerful truth here. When you focus on value, you stop worrying about competition because you're busy focusing on how to serve better. Instead of comparing yourself to others, you measure your success by the difference you make. This shift in focus from self to service is what separates those who struggle to make ends meet from those who build lasting wealth. In business and life, value creation is the currency that opens doors. It builds relationships and creates trust. It establishes your brand and your legacy. People want to work with and pay those who make their lives easier and their problems smaller. If you can solve a big problem or serve a large group effectively, money will come to you as naturally as a river flowing downhill. Another key to creating value is being proactive and taking initiative. Don't wait for opportunities to come to you. Go out and create them by identifying unmet needs and stepping up to fill them. When you become known as a problem solver, someone who takes action, you become indispensable. The millionaire mindset understands this and acts accordingly. You also need to develop a clear understanding of what your customers or clients truly want and need. This requires empathy and listening skills, the ability to see the world through someone else's eyes, you insight into how best to serve them. When you align your value creation with the deepest desires of those you serve, you build a foundation for financial success that is both solid and scalable. Remember, creating value is a lifelong process. The world keeps changing, new problems arise, and new opportunities emerge. A millionaire mindset commits to continually increasing the value they bring to the table. This commitment to excellence and service sets the stage for lasting wealth and impact. The way you see the world determines how the world responds to you. If you look through the lens of scarcity, you will experience limitation, fear, and competition at every turn. But when you shift to an abundance mindset, you open yourself to opportunities, possibilities, and a mindset that believes there is more than enough for everyone. This shift is one of the most critical steps in installing the millionaire mindset. Scarcity thinking is rooted in fear. It whispers lies that say, there is enough, I win, someone else loses, or I have to hold tight and protect what little I have. When you believe these thoughts, you become protective, defensive, and unwilling to take risks or share your resources. Scarcity thinking causes you to hoard time, money, and even knowledge because you're afraid that if you give any of it away, you won't have enough left. They see the strength of this mentality creates a closed system where opportunities feel limited and competition becomes fierce. You find yourself constantly comparing your progress to others, feeling jealous or threatened by their success instead of inspired. See, the scarcity blinds you to the abundance that already exists around you, and it keeps you stuck in survival mode, unable to grow. In contrast, the abundance mindset sees the world as a place of endless possibilities. It believes that there is enough wealth, success, and opportunity for everyone to thrive. When you embrace abundance, you start to see life as a cooperative game rather than a zero-sum battle. Instead of asking, how can I get more? You begin to ask, how can I give more? How do I create more? This shift is powerful because it transforms your internal dialogue and your external actions. Instead of being fearful and protective, you become generous and expansive. You're more willing to collaborate, to share ideas, and to invest in relationships because you believe that these connections will create even more opportunities for growth and success. Abundance thinking changes how you view money, time, and resources. You stop seeing them as scarce commodities to be guarded and start seeing them as tools to be used creatively. This mindset fuels innovation and risk-taking because you understand that setbacks are not the end, but stepping stones to greater success. You become more open to learning, experimenting, and pushing beyond your comfort zone. One of the biggest challenges to adopting an abundance mindset is overcoming the deeply ingrained beliefs you've held for years. Many of us grew up in environments where scarcity was the norm, where money was tight, opportunities were limited, and success was viewed as a rare gift. These early messages can become mental roadblocks that keep you stuck. But here's the truth: scarcity is a choice, not a fact. You can reprogram your mind to see abundance by intentionally focusing on what you have rather than what you lack. Gratitude is a powerful tool in this process. When you make it a habit to count your blessings daily, you shift your attention from scarcity to plenty. This simple practice rewires your brain to look for abundance everywhere. Another way to cultivate abundance thinking is by surrounding yourself with people who believe in plenty, not lack. Your environment has a tremendous impact on your mindset. When you spend time with positive, successful, and generous people, you start to adopt their beliefs and behaviors. They model for you what's possible and inspire you to aim higher. They see the strength of It's also important to recognize that abundance is not just about external resources. It's about your inner attitude. Even if you don't have millions in the bank right now, you can still think abundantly. You can believe wealth is within your reach, that your talents are valuable, and that your life can improve dramatically. This belief will fuel the actions necessary to turn your dreams into reality. When you truly adopt an abundance mindset, fear loses its grip on you. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of loss. All these begin to fade. You trust that there is always more ahead. You become more willing to take calculated risks, to ask for help, and to invest in opportunities that others might shy away from. This courage is what separates those who succeed from those who stay stuck. The millionaire mindset is fundamentally an abundant mindset. It recognizes that money is not the root of all problems, but a tool to expand your impact and improve your life and the lives of others. It understands that there is no limit to what you can create when you open your mind to the abundance around you. One practical way to shift from scarcity to abundance is to redefine your goals. Instead of setting goals based on what you think is possible within your current limitations, set goals based on the highest vision of what you want to create. Dream big and don't hold back. When you give yourself permission to think expansively, you open the door to solutions and resources you might never have considered before. In addition, generosity is a key practice for cultivating abundance. They see the strength when you give freely, whether it's time, money, knowledge, or encouragement. You create a flow of energy that returns to you in unexpected ways. This flow reinforces the belief that there is always more to give and receive. The abundance mindset also fosters collaboration over competition. It helps you build powerful networks and partnerships that multiply your ability to create value. Instead of seeing others as rivals, you see them as allies in a shared mission of growth and success. You must be intentional about what you focus on daily. Feed your mind with stories of success, abundance, and generosity. Replace negative self-talk with affirmations of plenty. The more you immerse yourself in mindset, the more natural it becomes. Over time, abundance thinking will be your default way of seeing the world. When you shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance, you unlock the door to unlimited potential. You begin to see opportunities instead of obstacles, solutions instead of problems, and possibilities instead of limits. This mindset is the foundation on which all great wealth is built, And it's the mindset that will carry you beyond your current circumstances into a future of true financial freedom. Resilience and patience are the unsung heroes of success. They are the qualities that separate those who achieve lasting wealth from those who give up when things get tough. If you want to install the millionaire mindset, you have to build a mindset that doesn't quit, no matter what obstacles come your way. You have to develop resilience, the ability to bounce back from failure, and patience, the willingness to stay the course even when results are slow to show. The truth is, wealth is rarely instant. It doesn't come overnight. Despite what so many wishful stories suggest, behind every millionaire, billionaire, or successful entrepreneur, there are countless stories of setbacks, disappointments, and failures. What sets them apart is their refusal to give up. They see failure not as a stop sign, but as a stepping stone. They understand that every setback carries a lesson, and every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger. When you start on your journey to wealth, you will face difficulties. You might encounter rejection, financial losses, or criticism. These moments can shake your confidence and tempt you to quit. But if you have resilience, you'll rise again, learn from your mistakes, and keep moving forward. The resilience is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Patience goes hand in hand with resilience. While resilience keeps you bouncing back, patience keeps you steady. It teaches you to trust the process, to understand that significant success takes time. In a world obsessed with quick fixes and instant gratification, patience is a rare but powerful virtue. It's the ability to delay immediate rewards for a much greater payoff in the future. The millionaire mindset knows that worthwhile achievements require consistent effort over time. Building a business, investing wisely, or developing skills all take sustained work and persistence. If you allow frustration or impatience to take over, you risk sabotaging your own progress by quitting too soon or making poor decisions out of desperation. Resilience also requires a positive mental attitude. When you experience failure, the way you interpret it matters. Do you see failure as proof that you're not cut out for success, or do you see it as a temporary setback and a chance to improve? Those who succeed consistently choose the latter. They maintain belief in themselves even when circumstances say otherwise. This inner strength carries them through the darkest moments. One of the biggest challenges in developing resilience is overcoming the fear of failure. Many people avoid taking risks because they're afraid to fail or look foolish. But failure is an inevitable part of growth. Every successful person has failed many times. The difference is they didn't let failure define them. They used it as a teacher, not a jailer. Another important aspect of patience is managing your expectations. You must understand that progress is often invisible at first. You may put in hours of hard work without seeing immediate results. This is the quiet phase where foundations are built behind the scenes. Trusting this process requires faith, faith that your efforts will pay off if you remain consistent. It's helpful to set small, measurable goals along the way. These milestones provide motivation and evidence of progress, even when the big picture seems distant. Celebrate these small wins because they reinforce your belief in the journey and keep you committed. Building resilience and patience also means taking care of your mental and physical health. Stress, burnout, and exhaustion can weaken your ability to stay strong. Prioritize rest, exercise, and activities that recharge your spirit. When you're healthy and balanced, you can face challenges with greater clarity and endurance. Surrounding yourself with supportive people is another key to resilience. Having mentors, friends, or family who encourage you during tough times can make all the difference. They remind you of your potential when you forget, and they help keep your spirits high. Isolation makes setbacks feel heavier. Community makes them lighter. Resilience doesn't mean ignore your emotions or pretending to be invincible. It means acknowledging pain and disappointment, but refusing to be defeated by them. It's about standing up one more time than you fall. It's about keeping your eyes on your vision, no matter how long the journey takes. Patience gives you the grace to allow your goals to mature and unfold in their own time. It helps you avoid the trap of rushing into decisions or shortcuts that promise quick results, but undermine long-term success. Patience also cultivates wisdom. It teaches you when to act and when to wait, when to push forward and when to pause. When you combine resilience with patience, you create unstoppable momentum. You become someone who can handle any storm and still keep moving toward your dreams. This combination builds confidence because you know that no matter what happens, you have the inner strength and time perspective to prevail. This mindset transforms setbacks from obstacles into opportunities. Instead of letting failure discourage you, you learn to extract lessons and strategies that improve your future efforts. Instead of feeling frustrated by slow progress, you develop gratitude for the growth happening beneath the surface. True wealth is built on this foundation of persistence, resilience, and patience. It's not a sprint or a game of chance. It's a long, deliberate process that rewards those who refuse to quit. The millionaire mindset embraces this truth and stays committed, knowing that every challenge endured is a step closer to the life they desire. The mind is your most valuable asset, and what you allow into it determines the quality of your life. If you want to install the millionaire mindset, you must become a vigilant guardian of your mental environment. Negative influences, whether they come from your own thoughts, toxic people, or harmful media, can erode your confidence, distort your perception, and limit your potential. Protecting your mind is not optional, it's essential for success. Negativity is everywhere. It sneaks into your life disguised as doubt, fear, criticism, and limiting beliefs. Sometimes it's a voice inside your head telling you, "You're not good enough. You'll never make it," or "It's too late for you." Other times it's the words of people who don't believe in your dreams, who try to hold you back out of jealousy, fear, or ignorance. And then there's the media, news, social networks, and entertainment that often bombard you with bad news, distractions, and toxic comparisons. If you don't consciously protect your mind, these negative influences will take root and grow, shaping your reality in harmful ways. Your thoughts become the lens through which you see the world. And if that lens is clouded by negativity, everything looks darker, harder, and more limited than it really is. The millionaire mindset requires that you become highly selective about what you allow into your mental space. You have to ask yourself, are the thoughts I'm entertaining helping me grow, or are they holding me back? Are the people I spend time with lifting me up, or are they dragging me down? Is the media I consume inspiring me, or is it filling me with fear and doubt? Start by becoming aware of your internal dialogue. Most people aren't even conscious of the negative self-talk running through their minds, but this self-talk is powerful. It shapes your beliefs, influences your emotions, and drives your actions. When you hear a negative thought, don't accept it as truth. Challenge it. Replace it with a positive, empowering statement. For example, if your mind says, "I can't do this," respond with, "I'm learning and growing every day." This practice rewires your brain over time and builds mental strength. Next, evaluate your relationships. Surround yourself with people who believe in you and your vision. These are the ones who challenge you to be better, who encourage when you stumble, and who celebrate your successes. On the other hand, limit your exposure to those who consistently bring negativity, doubt, or drama. This doesn't mean you have to cut everyone out, but you must protect your energy and avoid allowing toxic influences to drain your momentum. Your environment plays a huge role in shaping your mindset. If you constantly consume negative news, get caught up in gossip, or scroll endlessly through social media that leaves you feeling inadequate or anxious, you're feeding negativity. Be intentional about what you listen to and read. Choose books, podcasts, and videos that educate, motivate, and inspire you. Create a mental diet that fuels your ambitions instead of starving them. Developing boundaries is key. Learn to say no to conversations, habits, or activities that harm your mindset. Protect your time and your focus. Remember, the gatekeeper of your mind. You get to decide what you allow in. This is a form of respect for yourself and your dreams. Another powerful tool is meditation or quiet reflection. They see the strength of when you take time to calm your mind and become aware of your thoughts, you gain control over them. You learn to observe negative thoughts without reacting or getting caught up in them. This mental discipline builds resilience and helps you maintain clarity and focus on your goals. Gratitude is a potent antidote to negativity. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, your mind shifts from scarcity to abundance. Make it a daily habit to list things you're grateful for. This simple act trains your brain to look for the good, even in difficult circumstances, and keeps negativity from taking root. Remember, your mind is like a garden. If you plant weeds of doubt and fear, you will harvest frustration and failure. But if you plant seeds of faith, hope, and positivity, you will grow confidence, creativity, and success. Guard your mental garden fiercely and tend to it daily. Lastly, be patient with yourself. Changing your mindset and guarding your mind against negativity is a process, not an event. You will have moments of doubt and temptation to slip back into old patterns. When this happens, don't beat yourself up. Simply refocus, recommit, and continue protecting your mind with intentional thoughts and choices. Your mind is your command center. It directs your actions, decisions, and ultimately your destiny. When you learn to protect it from negativity, you create a fertile ground for growth and success. You empower yourself to see opportunities where others see obstacles and to take bold steps toward your goals with confidence and clarity. Taking bold, consistent action is the lifeblood of the millionaire mindset. Dreams, ideas, and plans remain just that until you take action. Action is the bridge that connects where you are now to where you want to be. Without action, even the best mindset, the clearest vision, and the strongest won't move you forward. To truly install the millionaire mindset, you must embrace the habit of acting boldly and consistently, regardless of fear, uncertainty, or doubt. Boldness means stepping outside your comfort zone. It means doing what others won't do because you see the bigger picture and understand that growth happens on the edge of discomfort. Too many people wait for the perfect moment, the right conditions, or the ideal plan before taking action. But here's the truth: perfect conditions rarely come. Waiting only wastes precious time and energy. The millionaire mindset says, I will start now with what I have where I am. This commitment to action creates momentum. Consistency is just as important as boldness. One bold move makes you wealthy overnight, but consistent action over time builds unstoppable momentum. It's the daily disciplines, the repeated efforts, the steady progress that turns small wins into massive success. Consistency compounds. Just like money grows with compound interest, your efforts multiply when you take action regularly and persistently. Fear is one of the biggest enemies of bold action. It's normal to feel fear when you step into the unknown, but the millionaire mindset doesn't let fear paralyze it. Instead, it uses fear as a signal that something important is at stake and that it's time to lean in, not back away. Bold action requires courage, the courage to risk failure, rejection, or criticism. But each time you act boldly despite fear, your confidence grows and fear loses its grip. Another key to bold, consistent action is clarity of purpose. When you have a clear vision of what you want and why it matters, taking action becomes easier. Your purpose fuels your motivation and gives meaning to every step you take. It helps you push through obstacles and distractions because you know that every action is moving you closer to something valuable. Without clarity, action can feel aimless and exhausting. It's also essential to plan strategically, but avoid getting stuck in over-planning or analysis paralysis. Planning provides direction and reduces risk, but it should never replace action. The millionaire mindset strikes a balancing, prepare enough to move confidently, but always keep moving. If you wait to know every detail before you start, you risk never starting at all. Action teaches you more than planning ever could, and feedback from action helps you adjust and improve. Bold, consistent action also means embracing failure as part of the process. Not every step you take will be perfect or successful. They see the strength of you will make mistakes, encounter setbacks, and face moments of doubt. But the difference is you keep going, you learn from every misstep, adjust your course, and take the next action. This resilience combined with consistent effort separates those who ultimately succeed from those who quit. Discipline plays a huge role here. Taking action consistently requires discipline, the ability to show up and do the work even when you don't feel like it. It means pushing through fatigue, distraction, and discouragement. Discipline turns desire into reality. It moves you from dreaming to doing. Building this discipline takes practice, but over time it becomes a natural part of your daily routine. Surrounding yourself with action-oriented people amplifies your ability to take bold, consistent steps. When you're around those who are also committed to growth and results, you feed off their energy and accountability. They challenge you to stay on track and remind you that success is a journey of persistent effort. On the other hand, avoid those who drain your energy or discourage your ambition. Taking bold action also means being proactive, not reactive. Instead of waiting for opportunities to come to you, go out and create them. Look for ways to solve problems, add value, and connect with others. The millionaire mindset understands that success isn't about luck. It's about taking deliberate steps toward your goals every day. One practical approach is to break your big goals into manageable tasks and commit to completing them consistently. Small actions done repeatedly create massive results. Whether it's making phone calls, learning new skills, or launching projects, the key is steady progress. Celebrate these small wins because they build momentum and keep you motivated. Remember that action breeds confidence. The more you act, the more capable you feel. This creates a positive feedback loop where action leads to results, which fuel more action. This cycle propels you forward faster than anything else. Waiting for confidence to appear before acting is a trap. Confidence comes from doing, not the other way around. Taking bold, consistent action also requires adaptability. The path to success is rarely straight. You'll need to pivot, adjust strategies, and stay flexible. The millionaire mindset embraces change and uncertainty as part of the process. You keep your eyes on your vision, but are willing to change tactics to get there. This agility helps you overcome obstacles and seize new opportunities as they arise. Finally, bold action requires a deep commitment to your own growth and success. It means refusing to settle for mediocrity and pushing yourself beyond limits. It means deciding every day to act with intention and purpose, to take responsibility for your results, and to keep moving forward no matter what. This relentless drive, combined with boldness and consistency, is what turns into reality and installs the millionaire mindset for life.